Hi everybody, Sandra, and welcome to my channel. Do make sure that you are subscribed and also do like the video. So listen, you guys, a lot is going on with Babes Wodumo recently. Remember, I did a story where I was talking about this one case where she was fighting with a designer at Westwalk, and now it has become a legal matter and she's attending that case. There is also another situation happening where an Uber driver is claiming that he had driven Babes Wodumo, her dancer and her sister around at some point, and after several rides, they never paid him, so they are owing him money, and they apparently he's just not getting the payment. Okay, and you guys, I'm sure it's not because Babes Wodumo does not have the money, because one thing about Babes Wodumo, she looks like she has been working recently. So I'm just wondering what's happening with that. We are going to do that story too, but now before we go there, I want to talk about what Babes Wodumo posted on her Instagram as far as this event that has been organized, where they are saying it's going to be a tribute to Mampinja, because she says that she does not know about this event. Nobody asked for permission to do this event, and also they did not include her. If you watch Babes Wodumo's reality show, you guys, you would know that that is her biggest concern, the fact that people are using Mampinja's name to gain financially, but she is not getting anything from it. But not only that, she says that they don't ask her for permission. They're very insensitive about the fact that this is her late husband, okay? And they would go as far as not even share whatever money they make using Mampinja's name. I think the sad thing about this situation is the fact that the people that are doing this are people that are, that were close to Mampinja, people that we would think that they would be supportive of Babes Wodumo and more protective of Babes Wodumo because they were friends with Mampinja. But listen, you guys, once your husband dies, you find out that you are surrounded by evil people, okay? It's not only the in-laws, but also the friends, okay? And this is the situation with Babes Wodumo. It's very disappointing, you guys, especially when they are hinting at involvement of Tira, because Tira was the one that had that sit down with Babes Wodumo. Babes Wodumo was confronting him to say, why are you supporting somebody that is imitating Mampinja? Why are you doing that? What is your goal? Okay. Anyway, you guys, let me read what Babes Wodumo posted on her Instagram. She said, nothing breaks my heart and soul than this industry. A tribute to Mampinja. Akaze kukhulunywe nami. Everyone just wants to use his name for their pockets. I have been saying I want to do a tribute for Baba Sponsor and wonke umuntu usefuna ukuyenza without consulting me, and this has to stop, okay? On the day of his funeral, there was an after tears. Kwakungenwa ngemali. So at the after tears, people had to pay to get in. The after tears after Mampinja's funeral, okay? I won't mention names, but amaciko adla wodwa usponge akaza athole ngisho 10 rand waleyo gate. Okay, so the money that people paid to get in the aftercare event, she does not know what happened to that event. She did not get any money, and also Sponge, Babes' son, never got anything from that. Okay. Instead, I got a call from sound guy saying abakhokhelo batshela ukuthi kuzokhokha mina. Imagine ngishonelwe angihlangene nale event kodwa amaciko enza isikweletu ngami. I was so mad kuthiwa one of the friends abaqondene ne-OS gin and vodka wakhipha ama-OS abantu baphuza mahala ngingazi, but I still was heartbroken because I had just seen my husband ethwele umhlabathi ngesifuba. Okay, so she says that at the after tears, okay, people were being given alcohol for free and all of that without her permission. But on top of that, she says that the DJ or the sound guys were not paid. Okay, nobody paid them, and they had just told these guys that bazuyithola imali ku-Babes. Okay, I just wonder, you guys, who organized that after tears? Why didn't that person pay the guys? Okay. So she continues to say, so I'm now tired of calling people, asking them to stop what they're doing. For those who would say, but it's just an event, okay, imali kaban, okay, if it's just an event, imali, that person should have paid the DJ. Okay, that's just me. Okay, she didn't say that. How did you approve this without talking to me? Okay, that's a valid question, you guys. And also, I just feel like even if legally there's nothing that binds you to say, which if you are going to organize an event with Mampincha's name, you have to speak to Upepso Dumo. But just out of respect to guys, and also just wanting to be sensitive around the situation of somebody that just lost her husband, okay, you would just, give them a call and say, listen, this is something that we're thinking of doing. Are you okay with it? Okay, just let her know. Okay. So it says for those who would say, but it's just an event. Okay, imali yakubani. Okay, and it says Arts Culture SA. She tagged them. Says, how did you approve it without our approval? Did you do groundwork and check? I don't wanna lie. Someday I wish I can just wake him up and show him what is happening with his name. I'm pleading with everyone. I'll do a tribute because he passed on just when he handed this one-man show proposal. So I know what he wanted. Myekeni. Okay, ukuthetha kanje ngivuswa izilonda. It breaks my heart. It breaks me so much. Anazi DJ Tira ngicela ukhuze i-team yakho, because we can't be having the same convo on over and over again. I love you as my brother, but something I wish I wish you would stand up for Mampincha's old friend and say no. Awenzeli mina or wena, but wenzeli sponge, because nami I'll do the same for your kids. So here, you guys, it says that I guess the people that were involved were the Arts and Culture, Department of Arts and Culture, I guess, and also DJ Tira. She's basically begging him to say, listen, please stop this. Make sure that you speak to your team so that they understand that they can't do this event without my approval, and also without my contribution. And also, like, if anybody's going to gain from the event, it should be Babs and her child. Okay, guys, I feel like DJ Tira sometimes, okay, I might be wrong, but DJ Tira sometimes appears as that person who is like, as long as I make money, I'm going to do it. Okay, it does not matter if people are getting hurt in the process. It does not matter if, like, relationships are going to be affected. If there's money, he's going to make money from that situation. It's a sad thing, you guys. It really is a sad thing, especially because when Mampincha passed away, the understanding was that they had made up, because previously they had had issues, but before he passed away, they had made up. Those people stood there at the funeral and made promises to Bebso Dumo how they were going to work with her, help her with her child. Her child was not going to go hungry, because of course all of these uncles were going to help. Okay, or DJ Black Coffee, they were there making the promises. And if you watch Bebso Dumo's show, she did say, listen, all of the people that made promises at my husband's funeral, I last saw them at the funeral. They haven't called me. They haven't said anything. All of the promises they made haven't come true. They haven't done anything. Okay. So yes, you guys, that is what is happening. I totally support Bebso Dumo fighting for this, because I just feel like it's unfair. Okay. Just let her know and ask for permission and share money if there is money to be made from the event, you guys. Okay. Now let's move on to the Uber situation, okay? Because the Uber driver says that Uber Dumo owes him money from 2019 for multiple rides. Okay, let's find out what happens, because like I said, when we are requesting Uber, we pay immediately after the ride. Okay, if you don't pay cash, you pay with your card, they take the money immediately. So I'm wondering what kind of Uber was this, where you take people to several rides but they're not paying, because after the first one you should not do the second one if you haven't received payment. Okay, an Uber driver took to Queen Bebso Dumo's social media page on Thursday, slamming her for non-payment for a trip 6 years ago. Okay, Bengu was allegedly hired by Bebso Dumo and her sister Onondumiso Smelane for a trip to DJ Tira's event in Wiseman Car Wash. Okay, listen, you guys, this is just something I'm thinking about now. I know it's possible that Babs didn't pay for those rights, but isn't it interesting that these rights were from 2019, and this guy is coming now after Ubebs Wodumo complained about the event that is being planned for Mampintsha. Don't you think that that's interesting? Because I think it's interesting. Okay. Beng was allegedly hired by Babes Wodumo and her sister Nondumiso Sumelane for a trip to DJ Tira's event at Wiseman's Car Wash. What began as a thrilling opportunity to work with South Africa's A-list celebrities quickly spiraled into a bitter lesson for Ngcobo, a lesson that still haunts him 6 years later. Today, Ngcobo is still chasing the payment from the star, real name Bongekile Sumelane, and her sister manager Nondumiso. Listen, you guys, let me tell you this. I know that but you know, when you watch Babes Wodumo's show, I feel like Babes Wodumo needs like a manager that is not her sister or that is not family. Because sometimes like I'll be like, are these people working or they're just chilling together? It's that situation. I feel like Unondomiso can still be involved in, just making sure things are okay, because you do need family around just to make sure that, people are not doing the funny stuff around you. But I think that Babes Wodumo does need just, a more professional manager. You understand what I mean? I always feel like that when I'm watching that show. Okay, so it says here, in 2019, I was driving Uber full-time. Babes hired me to take her to a gig in Pongola. At the last minute, she didn't go. Instead, her sister Nondumiso and one of her dancers went. That trip went smoothly and I was paid. But the following week would mark the beginning of a long and frustrating ordeal. DJ Tira and the Afrotainment crew were having a photo shoot at Wiseman Car Wash in KwaMashu in Durban. Babes was invited, and once again they called me to take them there. I agreed, he said, okay. He picked them up from Babes' house in Westville, Durban. Along the way, Babes asked him for money to buy sanitary pads. I'm like, guys, we asked the Uber drivers for sanitary pads. This is a strange one, okay? This is a strange one. Why would you ask an Uber driver for money to buy pads? It's embarrassing a little bit, okay? She promised to reimburse him after the trip. Trusting her, he handed over the cash. But listen, you guys, if I'm an Uber driver and I'm taking you on a ride and on the way you ask me for money to buy sanitary pads, I know you don't have money to pay me. Where did this guy think the money was going to come from if Babes Wodumo did not have money to buy the things of the women? Okay, I don't understand. Okay, when we arrived at Wiseman's Car Wash, she suddenly said that she couldn't go in and she didn't have makeup on. There was a reason she didn't want to go in. She left inappropriately dressed, or she felt inappropriately dressed for the occasion. We were still outside and could see everyone inside preparing for the shoot, said Sboniso. Babes then requested to be taken back home. I drove her to Westville but wasn't paid. She told me to return in the evening. I went back hoping that I could finally get my money. Instead, they asked me to drive them to the sales at the Durban Shagamaran. I agreed, still believing I'll be paid, he said. That was the last time I saw them. No payment, no refund, just nothing. My time, my fuel, my money was gone. You know the excitement of working with celebrities, thinking they will respect you and even tip you. Turns out it was just a fairy tale, he said. Ngcobo claims that the amount owed is 900 rand. It's not even that much, okay? It's not even that much, guys. Why are they not paying? It may not sound like much, but that's my money, okay? With interest, who knows how much it will be. I just want that, what I worked for. Sadly, they've since blocked me. I've tried everything to reach them. I never took the matter to small claims court because I kept hoping that they'd eventually pay. I also worried that I might end up spending even more money just trying to recover the 900 rand. Okay, that's another thing. People will be easily saying, okay, just go to court, let's go to court. And you'll be thinking, now I must spend money, okay, to get the money back. This person must just pay me. At this point, the least I can do is warn others so they don't fall into the same trap I did, he said. When contacted for comment, Nondumiso Sumelane simply said, no comment. Listen, listen, you guys, pay the guy the 900 rand, okay? Pay the guy, it's not even a lot of money. I'm sure episode does have 900 rand, okay? So listen, you guys, what is interesting to me is the fact that with Pepso Tumo posting about the event that they're organizing about and having questions for the Department of Arts and Culture and DJ Tira, now this story is coming out. I kind of feel like there's something funny there, okay? But okay, if you owe this guy money, I think he needs to be paid, okay? He needs to be paid his money, okay? Anyway, you guys, that's what's going on in Babes Wodumo's life, okay? A whole lot of drama. I remember, you guys, that when Mapija was still around, there was this thing where I just didn't understand their relationship. But now, with him being gone, I do feel like, you guys, I understand their dynamic a little bit, in a sense that it feels like Babes was protected in that relationship, protected from the industry. Even though we were feeling like it might not have been the best relationship for her to be in, but I think that he was protected from the industry abuse when her husband was around. I think with the husband being gone, people bazenzela umatanda now, and that is a sad situation, especially because people that she trusted, people that Mapija trusted, are the ones that are involved in the funny stuff, okay? So listen, you guys, when your husband dies, people become evil, okay? They become, it's not only the in-laws, okay? It's everybody around who just suddenly becomes evil. Anyway, you guys, tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video before Pumegana and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ginitanda kakul.